This is Amit. Yes, of course. I'm not sure. The question now is going to be acoustics, if they can hear you from there. You know? Yes, they go closer there. Stay close to Amit, Kerry. Guys, we have a wonderful guest this morning. His name is Amit, Dr. Amit Lotan. Very good friend. This is not the first time I've been here in the sea with him. I think we did a live stream before. And Amit has quite some knowledge of the Sea of Galilee.
I just want to, good morning everybody. I just want to show you is that when you are paddling to the Jordan, which is to the south, you basically paddle to the Jordan that was dig out twice in the history. One during the Persian time, probably 35,100 years ago. This is the Jordan that we have today, but during the years this was not the real Jordan. The real Jordan was here, just in this place. Basically, the Persian, when they dig the Jordan 3,500 years ago, they want to create an island. So this is part of the Jordan. The main Jordan River was coming out from there. Even at the time of Jesus Christ, this was the Jordan. And basically, if you look at this area, and you can see a huge bridge that built by the Roman, that was stand just on this coast, that today is absent of water, of course. And this area, this bridge was stand here for about 1,200 years. And the most famous, report about this bridge is coming from the 12th century.
The Crusaders.
The Crusader, yes. There was a fight between the Crusaders and the Muslim force just here on the beach, on this bridge. So the Jordan that we are paddling today basically is not the historical Jordan that we are, it's not the historical Jordan that we are speaking of, but a kind of new canal that was dig once by the Persian 3,500 years ago, and the second time at the beginning of the 20th century, when Rutenberg built up an electrical plant to the south, and he wanted to control the water of the Jordan.
For hydroelectric power.
Yes. Okay, we can paddle, we can continue.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Amit. That's nice to know this. So that was related to the city. There was a city down here as well, right?
Oh, yeah. What I try to, you want to paddle parallel to me.
Yeah, stay as close to him as possible for the acoustics. Otherwise, the people won't be able to hear him. Although you'd be surprised, it might be good here on the water, because they hear the birds when I'm live streaming every morning, and so they probably can hear more. People, can you tell us if you can hear Amit this close, if you need him far away, if you need him closer? We do some experimenting. Just put it in the comments if we need him closer, okay? Yeah, you go ahead.
Between here and the Jordan that we are going to paddle into is called Ohalo.
Ohalo is the name of the place now.
In Arabic it's Kerak. Kerak is from clay. It's
the silt, the earth around the river.
No. If you are taking a pottery, and you broke it, you get a pieces.
Yes.
And this is in Arabic is Kerak.
Kerak, okay.
Yeah, it's a broken clay.
Broken clay, okay.
But it's an amazing place because if you are looking at those dates, there is two major excavation sites.
The palm trees down there.
Palm trees.
Right.
One is going back to about 12,000 years old.
Yes, 12,000 years ago.
Yes. So between 8 to 12,000 years ago.
Time of Jericho.
Yes, and basically the first villages
Okay.
can be found here. And what they found here, this was found during the time of the colonial British. They found some kind of, how do you say it, a place to store wheat.
Yes, a silo
Silo or barn?
Silo, yeah.
Barn
They
or
found-
silo?
yeah,
in the ground. That's what.
basically the first barn in the history
Yes.
was found up here.
The first barns of history were found here
Yeah.
in Ohalo.
I want to give you the major issue of this talk is for me is to give you the idea that the history of this area is not going 2,000 years old.
No, yeah, of course.
2,000 years old, which I believe Father Kelly is more familiar than I do. But it's going all the way to about 1.5 million years.
Okay. And something more recently, there's a cemetery right here, a graveyard.
Yeah, this cemetery.
There's some very famous
very
people.
young.
Yes, it's a young one.
Compared to what I'm speaking of, it's only about 100 years old or 100.
So some major figures of Israeli life are buried there.
Yeah, I think it's today is even realistic to say that this cemetery can tell us some really interesting story because the oldest people that are buried in this cemetery is coming from Europe, and they were in the 1860 before Herzl.
Okay, so 160 years ago.
They say that Jewish people need to have a country, a place.
Yes.
And in Europe at that time there was two tribes, I would say, that don't have place. One is the Gypsies and one is the Jewish.
Right.
He says that people are afraid from Jewish and from Gypsies because they have no country.
Yes.
So they say we need to have a country.
A country
In
here.
1960, then later on the Zionist movement came up, but they
Right.
were the beginner, the real beginner.
Okay, interesting.
So they are buried here together with the most famous people that
Poets and leaders.
think about the idea that Jews need to walk the field.
Work.
And yeah, to work in the field and not being only merchants, guys and banks and academic, but they need actually to work in the field. So
Work with their hands.
they build up the Labour Party, I would say, and they basically the Labour Party or Labour movement established Israel in the beginning of the 20th century.
Right,
So all
right.
of those people are buried here together with Naomi Shemer that wrote the song Jerusalem of Gold.
Okay.
And,
The author of the song Jerusalem of Gold is buried there, Naomi Shemer.
Yeah. So kind of unique cemetery. Actually, my father and my mother is also buried here.
Oh, your parents are buried there, Amit. Yeah, God rest them souls. May they be of blessed memory.
It's a nice place to work. I mean, people are special guys who take them to work. But going back to the other part, actually, this tiny little hill is only 60,000 years old. I mean, the lake was at that time higher, and this was geological speaking, it's a very young area.
Okay.
But above this, you have this first silo in the world, and if you think about it, it's really not surprising because if you look, this area is the Golan Mountain,
Yes. We have the Golan here on our left.
and in this area you have the Galil, of course, and in the Galil they found again in the beginning of the 20th century, famous scientists found the original wheat. So all the original width, meaning the only width that can be.
We have a problem with the transmission. I mean, just let me check here a second. They're saying that I need to start over, that there's a problem. They're not getting sound and they're not getting video, and I don't know why that is. But some people do see things, so it's just strange. I'm just checking that.
We don't have them in the bird guide because they are young here.
What are they?
It's called, I don't know, it's called geolit in Hebrew, but it's in simple translation, which I'm not sure this is the name of the bird, is the duck of the Nile.
Duck of the Nile.
Yes,
So I think there are very few people watching. I'm going to finish this. I'll save it in case it's still good, and then I will start again. Okay? I will just be patient with me and come back.
Very interesting. Are these just houses on the right? Are these houses or?
That's a school. A hotel. There's also a high school here, right? Oh, hello. Right. So people, we're back again. We're trying to connect again. First question is if you are able to see, if you are able to hear, because we had a problem apparently for some people in the earlier version. Although some of you did see things because of your comments, I can tell you saw the water. Can you see? Can you hear? Please tell me. Yes. I got word from Australia that we can see.
Wow.
Can you hear well? Okay. So we had one little lesson already that the Jordan River, where we're going to enter with the canoes, it was actually an artificial canal. How long ago?
first time that it was big was 3,500 years ago.
So 3,500 years ago, the Persians dug the canal, and then it was done at in the beginning of the 20th century for the production of electricity, for hydroelectric generation. And so we're going to do short little snippets acoustically, and I will repeat what you say, just the essentials, because we have an issue with the audio, I think. But this way we will help them to hear more clearly. So you can keep it a little closer as well to Amit, Kerry. Yeah, just yeah.
Along the buoys?
Yeah, we'll keep close to you, Amit, so they can hear you directly as well. So are we all clear on sound, on audio and video? Live streamers, can you hear me? Can you see? We're on the Sea of Galilee, and we're learning about how long, how 1.5 million years.
Actually, I talked with Corey a few minutes ago. When you look to the south, we are in the center of, not in the southern, northern part of the Rift Valley.
We're in the northern part of the African Rift Valley, which goes down into Africa, and it comes from Mount Hermon on the north.
No, it's going, it's coming from Africa, but it's going all the way southern to Lake Victoria.
From Lake Victoria.
Tanzania, and even further to the south. And basically, if you are connecting, and then it's going up all the way to Turkey.
To Turkey, okay.
And when you are connecting the line, you can understand that the first people that migrate out of Africa to walk toward Asia and Europe walk through this point, because he walked in the Rift Valley, and then when he was reached to this point, it was the first point for him that he can split into Asia and into
Europe.
So we do have excavation that's going far away to 1.5 million years, about 2 kilometers from the lake.
2 kilometers south of here, there's an excavation that documents that migration from Africa into Asia and Europe 1.5 million years ago.
Yes, and this is the name of the species of the humans that walk at that time was Homo erectus.
So this was the man who stood straight,
Yes.
who stood up straight on his two legs.
And exactly the same tools that was found in the area of Olduvai, where Richard Leakey found the first scalp of the Homo erectus, named Homo habilis, the men that create tools. The same tools that were found in Olduvai were found 2 kilometers.
Where is Olduvai?
Olduvai is in nearby the Serengeti in Tanzania.
In Tanzania.
Yes.
So the same tools were found in Tanzania as here in this excavation 2 miles south of the lake. That's very interesting.
So basically, the history of this place started way before history was started in the time of the Great.
And so we're talking about times of prehistory where there is it's in the fog of prehistory, but with very substantial elements to validate this understanding.
Now, if we are jumping around 1.4 million years,
So 1.4 million years ago,
yeah, it's about in between 50,000 to 100,000 years ago, you can find nearby Magdala, in a place named Wadi Amud.
Wadi Amud, yeah?
You can find
The caves.
you can find Neanderthals.
So we have Neanderthal discoveries in Wadi Amud, which is just north of Magdala. Maybe we'll go there someday with the live stream.
Yeah, and if you are looking into Nazareth, which is only less than 20 kilometers from here in airline, you can find Homo sapiens from the same time.
And so there's also discoveries of Homo sapiens that are contemporary to the Neanderthal.
So yeah, so basically, they even quite sure they met each other.
So it's possible that they knew each other.
Because when they buried the death in the front of the cave, they buried it in the same pose.
In the same?
In the same position, same pose.
Ah, okay. So the bodies were laid to rest in the same pose in the burials that they found, the skeletal remains. It's fascinating.
So again, you have here in the center of the Galil a place where people coming from different places and spend time together. At the time, they were really different from each other. And then I want to, okay, we do have.
Can you say something about the embankments? Because you told me something about them just here beside us. The last time I was with you, or the first time I was with you here, you told me about, you explained about these embankments.
Okay, this is very young. It's only, you have to understand, if you came to here about 100,000 years ago, the lake was much bigger and going all the way to the Dead Sea and beyond the Dead Sea.
So this was all underwater, the whole Jordan Valley.
Yeah.
Boker Tov.
And,
That lady's doing some exercise.
So this is similar to this area we can find in the Dead Sea. It's called the tongue. It's Yamata Lashon, you know. If the southern part of the Dead Sea is made up from the same material. In Hebrew, it's called Chavar Lashon.
Okay, I'm stuck for the word there. It's okay. So it's you're talking about the soil, the earth.
Yes.
Yes, it's the same as in the area of the Dead Sea. Okay, how long ago are we talking about? 100,000 years ago?
In geological time, it's very, very young.
It's young geologically. It's only 100,000 years ago, before my grandma was born.
But what we will jump again about 40,000 years, and we will reach to an area of 8,000 years ago.
So 8,000 years ago, we have some more information.
And this is the topics that we are on today. And 8,000 years ago, I will give you this, and we are going to do it later on. Just Just a second, I will give you a photo. Thank you.
I just received this in my hands.
Yep. You want me to help you?
No, it's okay. That's sideways, okay? So we have to stand him up straight. So who is this?
So who is this? So 8,000 years ago, about 3 kilometers from here,
3 kilometers
place
away.
called the Gate of the Golan,
Uh-huh.
they found in the 20th century in excavation, but basically it was not a real excavation. They found these little goals, which are old. They are 8,000 years old.
This is an 8,000-year-old doll.
And yes, and basically they found almost 100 like this, and
100 specimens.
You can find them in the Metropolitan Museum, and
In New York.
and in the British Museum, in the Louvre, and of course in the Israeli Museum in Jerusalem. Why it is so important?
Why is this important, this image?
And okay, archaeology can say that this is the first time that people create gods and worship something. 8,000 years ago.
So the theory says this is the first time. These people, it's like representing their religious instinct, their religious development.
But I think this is kind of archaeological interpretation.
So Amit says he thinks he's critical of this understanding. He says this seems to be archaeological interpretation.
But for sure is that the first artistic.
So we can at least say the minimal statement would be that this is the first, an early piece, very early piece of art.
Yeah, and this is first sculpture that basically we can monitor around history.
That's wonderful.
It gives us a sense that people are doing art or thinking about art. There is no other animals that are doing something like this.
Yes, this distinguishes us from all the other forms of life on the planet, that we do art.
Years, but what is surprising is that the river is giving us the clay that can help us to do this.
So then the clay that's necessary for doing that art is found here in this part of the river, these embankments.
And we have a shovel on the kayak, and later on we will do this.
So Amit is promising us to do something with this a little bit later on, and he has a shovel with him to help us. Very good. So we're almost at the Jordan River. I find this fascinating. Today we have all the themes in the scriptures about the temple of God, and for liturgical reason, and we won't go into that right now because we have a lot of time taken already. But then the idea, the development of this relationship with God, and the idea of a temple, and then the words of Jesus, destroy this temple, I will rebuild it in 3 days, that the human being is the temple of God made in his image and likeness, and that the Spirit of God dwells in us. And here we have fish jumping. Were they fish?
Yes.
We had fish jumping right here. I just missed them. I have to keep an eye on the sun because this is sunrise stroll and chat. So this is, we have to keep a little bit of the sun, so I missed the fish. I'm sorry. So here we're in the temple of creation, this wonderful, wonderful reality. So we're almost here, right here at these trees. We have the Jordan Rivers on the other side, the entrance to the Jordan. And this is a beautiful bird sanctuary as well, right? A lot of birds. They nest down here. It's a protected area. And so there are thousands and thousands of birds. Let's see how Kerry is doing here. Let's do this selfie-wise. Hey, Kerry, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody.
Kerry-
Blessings, Magdala family.
Kerry is from Washington, and he's a long-time live stream follower. What time did you start doing the live stream, Kerry?
March 2020.
March 2020. So here he is. He didn't expect to be doing the live stream this way this
Hello,
morning.
blessings, Magdala family.
Oops.
Okay.
So now we're heading into the Jordan River, which, as Amit explained, wasn't the original course of the river, but was done when they diverted the water. First of all, the Persians, 3,500 years ago. And then that was a cormorant.
Yes.
And then they catch up with them there if you can. And then for the electrical production. I would always say that God's project with humanity has a lot of history here. Long before then the record of Revelation, as we know it through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Moses, and so forth, but going back to prehistory. And that's fascinating. So we're almost entering the Jordan. It's just right over here beyond Amit. There's a lot of stirring underneath the water here. I think there are a lot of fish here. It seems to be. So now we're going into the mouth of the Jordan River in its southern extension, because the Jordan comes from Mount Hermon, way up in the north. And then it enters up near Bethsaida. And here it's exiting from the Jordan, from the Sea of Galilee, heading to the Dead Sea.
Now this is already, as I say, this is kind of the new Jordan. And this bridge was built up by the Ottoman.
Whoops! I just lost my paddle for a
This bridge
second.
was built up by the Ottoman.
So we have a bridge here that the Ottomans built. The Ottomans are the Turks. They were here 500 years ago to 1917.
850 or a little bit later.
850 years old.
No.
Ottomans.
120,
In the 1800s. 120, 100, yes. So they had this bridge here. So was this in the same place where the Roman bridge was?
No. The Roman bridge was there.
The Roman bridge was back where we started in the first video. Okay. Okay, I see. On the back we have the Roman bridge,
But when
and then here we have the Ottoman bridge.
later on in the 1920s, when they want to control the water of the lake, they dig up deeper this place.
Okay.
The other place became dry.
Okay.
Then they built up the dam.
Yes. So then here they changed the course. Yes. Right.
Because of the sun.
Right.
Unfortunately, this electric plant didn't work for many years because the independent war,
Right.
about 20 years after the establishment of the collaboration between Jordan and Israel at the time. British
Mandate.
So if we were a citizen of the same country, maybe we'll still use the electric.
Yes. Why not? Maybe it can be revived later. So people, we're heading into the Jordan River again here, formally.
This huge pipe is taking water to Jordan.
And these pipes are the ones taking water to the country of Jordan. In the peace agreement with Jordan, Israel is committed to giving a vast amount of water to Jordan because it was a shared resource historically. And so that was part of the peace understanding. Then that's after the 6-Day War, right?
Sorry?
The peace agreement is...
No, the peace agreement was taken, I think at the time of President Rabin, so it's 94.
In 1994, the peace agreement. Right. That was a fish there, was it?
Yeah, plenty of fish.
Yeah, there was a fish jumping there a moment ago, but I didn't see the fish, I just saw the splash. Well, that's a fish right on the surface there. You could see his head.
Sorry?
I saw the head of a fish there on the surface. And there's another, those are 2 fish over here. They're just right at the surface. So we're rowing into, paddling into with our canoes here into the Jordan River. We're basically inside it now. Yes. There are more fish swirling in here in the water in front of us. There's one right there.
You know what I love in this story of the 2 fish?
Uh-huh.
Is the idea that if you know how to share, you can share fish for 5,000 people.
Yes, yes.
But otherwise, it will never be enough.
The sharing is the spirit of sharing our world, the gifts of our world. So I think we're good for our coverage. We have to do an Instagram post, but we can decide where we'll do that later. We might not do it right away for those of you who switch over sometimes to the Instagram. So I'm not sure if I'll send out an announcement about it. I don't want to send out too many announcements, but I hope you enjoyed this morning, a little different. And God willing, we'll be back again. And we'll get a selfie moment here. Kerry, just wait a second, Amit, and so we get the 3 of us in the picture. There's Kerry. Just no, wait, you're not in the picture. Gary, push forward a little bit more, so we get Amit in there as well. Okay, now we have Amit in the picture, and now we have to get Kerry. There we go. So goodbye, people. God bless you. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
See you later, alligator.
Good evening.
Or both?